Greetings from the House of Representatives. This is your state representative, Condotta, and we are barreling down the road on the short session, and it is getting very, very busy here. Unusual short session. Seems to be a lot more volume than we're usually used to. Remember, the procedure is we're in hearings right now. We have bills being introduced and put through the hearing process, and there will be a first cutoff on February 3rd, and then we'll move to the floor of the House to vote these bills out, and they'll move to the Senate, and we'll reverse the process. But all this has to be done technically within 60 days. The biggest concern right now is there doesn't seem to be a lot of energy around the budget, particularly on the Senate side. The Senate has canceled most of their budget meetings for the first few weeks, so there is no momentum on the budget. There does not seem to be a solution or some consensus, and we still have a $1.5 billion hole staring us in the face. One of the problems with this is that as we go longer into the session, those cuts become more dramatic because the time frame shortens up. We have less months left in the budget, so the cuts become larger per month. It's called the compression factor. And that is a big concern as we move forward. Now, some folks are waiting on a future revenue report. We will have another revenue report soon, and there's some folks hoping it's going to get better. But I don't see that happening, and I don't see the gap getting much smaller. So let's hope that that gets moving soon so that we don't have another special session. I think that would be the third or fourth. I've lost count. In policy, there is lots of policy happening. There's a couple of major education reform bills that are out here that are being worked on. We've got, of course, the marijuana legalization issue. We've got gay marriage out here. We've got funding of abortions. I mean, you name it. There is a lot of items on the table. One of the things that came up recently that we have some concerns about in Eastern Washington is the labor folks have brought a spray bill, basically that creates a zone around spray areas. It would make it very dysfunctional in terms of being able to use pesticides in orchards at all. Could really do damage to the ag. I think the folks don't really understand exactly what they're doing with this, but that's a scary bill, and we're going to try to tone that down because it could create a lot of damage in Eastern Washington. Personally, I'm working again for the small business community, trying to get a handle on the minimum wage situation. We are trying to change the indexing on the minimum wage. It is rising faster than the economy because of the index they use. We have another bill that basically would freeze the minimum wage when the unemployment rate's very high, because as the minimum wage goes up, it actually increases unemployment. We have many studies to that effect. We're seeing all these entry-level positions going away. So we are concerned with that. We have another bill that would work with the restaurants to do some tax tip credit type of things. But very important, none of these bills reduces the minimum wage. None of them reduce the minimum wage. Simply trying to get a handle on this increase that is starting to get ahead of the economy and making us not competitive. There'll be more. We'll be in touch. Check it out next week right here. This is your state representative, Condotta. For now, see you from Olympia.